Title: My wife cheated and lied about everything. I don't even know who I married anymore. Part 115. Hey Reddit. I never thought I'd be one of those guys posting in here, but life's a damn joker sometimes. I need to get this out. Maybe to vent, maybe to hear from someone who's been through it. Or maybe because writing this is the only way I won't break something right now. I, 36M, have been married to my wife Kara, 34F, for 7 years. Together for 10. No kids, thank God. We were the envy couple, at least that's what people said. We traveled, we laughed a lot, and yeah, we fought sometimes, but I thought it was just the normal stuff couples go through. We had inside jokes, movie marathons, and a Friday night tradition of takeout and wine. I loved her deeply, like gave her my last piece of pizza type of love. But lately something started to feel off. She got distant. Not in a dramatic soap opera way, just subtle. Like when I talk, she wouldn't really listen. She'd scroll through her phone more. Started working late more often, which was strange, because she used to hate staying past 5. I chalked it up to burnout, maybe stress. Hell, I even suggested a weekend getaway, and she brushed it off with, "I've got too much going on right now." She stopped laughing at my dumb jokes. You know the kind, when you say something just to see that eye roll turn smile. Gone. Just a flat hum or sometimes nothing at all. There were small signs. Too small to call out without sounding paranoid. Her phone suddenly had a passcode. She started showering right after coming home. Her texts were always flipped screen down. But again, I trusted her. We built our life on trust, or so I thought. One night a couple of months ago, I woke up around 2 a.m. and found her on the couch, whispering on the phone. She jumped when she saw me and fumbled to hang up. I asked who it was, and she said, "Just Lauren," her best friend. When I looked skeptical, she got defensive, like really defensive. "Are you seriously accusing me of something? You don't trust me?" She snapped. I felt like an ass. Maybe I was being insecure. Maybe I was overreacting. So I let it go. God, I wish I hadn't. That moment was the crack in the wall. But the dam hadn't broken yet. It would. And soon. Part February 15th. About a week after the couch incident, I couldn't shake the gut feeling that something was seriously wrong. I've never been the jealous or controlling type. I gave Kara her space, trusted her fully, but something inside me knew. It wasn't just paranoia. It was instinct. Something deeper. So, I did something I've never done before. I went through her phone. Before you judge me, just understand I didn't want to. I hated myself while doing it. But that night she left her phone unlocked and went to take a shower. Something in me screamed, "Check it now," and I listened. I opened her texts. Nothing. Literally nothing shady. WhatsApp? Still nothing. But when I tapped Instagram DMs, there it was. A thread with some guy named Matt D. And when I say thread, I mean a goddamn novel of flirty messages, photos, and inside jokes that clearly went back weeks, if not months. At first it was playful. "I had a dream about you again, see no evil monkey. Stop being so irresistible during our work meetings, lol." Then it got worse. "Last night was perfect. I can still feel your hands on me. Wish I could wake up next to you every day." I felt like I was going to throw up. I literally dropped the phone. My ears were ringing. I don't know how long I sat there, but it felt like hours. Every message I read just stabbed deeper. This wasn't some drunken one-time mistake. This was an affair. A full-on, secret second relationship. She walked back in from the shower, saw me holding her phone, and her face went pale. Didn't even try to fake it. Just froze and said, "I can explain." Those 3 words. I don't think I've ever hated a sentence more in my life. Part March 15th. I didn't say a word at first. Just looked at her. Phone in my hand, screen still glowing with that thread of betrayal. She took a slow step forward, wrapping herself tighter in her towel, and said again, "I can explain." I said nothing. I couldn't. My jaw was clenched so hard I thought my teeth might crack. She sat down across from me, eyes wide, breathing shallow. "Kara," I finally said, and my voice didn't even sound like mine. "How long?" She looked down. Then back up. "It's not what it looks like." Bull. Absolute bull. I held the phone up and said, "So what does it look like, Kara? Enlighten me. Because to me, it looks like you've been screwing someone named Matt for weeks, maybe longer, and lying to my face." She went into full gaslight mode. "We didn't sleep together until recently," she said, like that was supposed to make it better. "It started as just flirting. It wasn't serious." I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because of how insane it all was. Not serious? You told him you wished you woke up next to him every day. Her face dropped. She realized I'd read more than just one message. She tried to backtrack. We were having issues, you know that. You've been so distant lately. I've been distant? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The woman who'd been cold, distracted, secretive, she was blaming me? I stood up, walked to the other side of the room because I needed to physically separate myself from her. I felt like the walls were closing in. You should have talked to me, I said. You should have said something. Not just gone and found some other guy to fill the gaps. She started crying. Big, dramatic tears. It just happened, okay? I didn't plan it. He was just there. And I felt seen. I felt wanted. The worst part? I did get it. That's what stung even more. We'd been in a bit of a rut. Life had gotten repetitive. But you don't cheat. You talk. You try. You fight for what you built. Instead, she lied, snuck around, and made me feel crazy for even suspecting anything. Part 4/15. I didn't sleep that night. Not a minute. Kara tried to talk a few more times, but I just couldn't deal with her voice. Every word out of her mouth felt fake. Tainted. Even when she said, I love you, it felt like a sick joke. Like, really? You love me, but you let some other guy have you while I was home wondering why you wouldn't look me in the eyes anymore? She slept on the couch that night. Or at least pretended to. I sat in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment in my head, trying to find the point where she stopped being my wife and became someone I didn't recognize. And the more I thought, the more I realized this wasn't a one-time screw-up. It wasn't a slip. She had planned this, hidden it, protected it. She didn't just cross a line. She built a new home on the other side of it. And she lied about everything. The night she said she was working late, she was with him. The girls' weekend she took 2 months ago, he was there. Even the random necklace she wore that I complimented once? Guess who bought it? Not me. She even lied about lying. Said they had only hooked up a couple times. I dug a little deeper, checked her iPad, which synced her iMessages, and found messages going way back. For months. At least. That whole time I'd been the fool. The placeholder. The guy keeping the house running while she played girlfriend to some guy from her office. My emotions went from heartbreak to fury. I punched the wall. Split my knuckle open. Didn't even feel it. I wasn't just betrayed. I was disrespected. Mocked. I gave her loyalty, time, effort, love, and she gave it all to some other guy in secret. I wanted to scream. I wanted to make her feel everything I was feeling. But I didn't. I kept it together. Barely. Part May 15th. The next morning was surreal. She tried to act like it was just a regular day. Made coffee. Played some soft music in the kitchen like we were in a damn rom-com. I came downstairs and just stared at her. Kara, I said, dead serious, turn that crap off. She froze. I sat down at the table, my hands wrapped around a mug I didn't even want. We're not doing this pretend normal BS. I want the truth. All of it. No sugarcoating. No crying your way out. Just the truth. She sat across from me, quiet for a moment, then whispered, okay. So I asked, did you love him? She looked away. I don't know. It wasn't about love. That was answer enough. Did you sleep with him more than once? She nodded. Yes. How many times? She hesitated. 5. Lie. I raised an eyebrow. She broke and quickly said, okay, maybe more. I didn't count. It just happened more than I meant it to. Every word out of her mouth made my chest tighter. Then I hit her with the question that really mattered to me. Why him? What did he give you that I didn't? She blinked, caught off guard. Then said he made me feel alive. Like I wasn't just someone's wife. Like I was me again. I've never wanted to disappear more than in that moment. I gave her everything. And apparently I gave her so much stability and care that she missed the thrill of being chased. Being wanted by someone new. Someone temporary. Someone who didn't have to deal with bills, dishes, or her annoying cough in the winter. She kept talking. Saying things like, it didn't mean anything and I still love you and I didn't want to hurt you. But she did hurt me. And she made choices. Every step of the way. Lying about her location. Hiding messages. Sleeping with someone else. Looking me in the eyes after and saying she was just tired from work. She chose all of that. And now? I had to choose what to do with it. Part 6/15. After that morning's talk, I didn't speak to her for the rest of the day. Couldn't. Every time I looked at her, I felt physically sick. I started seeing flashes in my head, her with him, doing the things she used to do with me. Smiling, laughing, touching. God, it haunted me. I needed clarity. So I did what any betrayed man with a cracked open heart and a half-functioning brain would do. I investigated. And what I found just kept adding fuel to the fire. First, I checked our joint credit card account. You know what I found? Charges at restaurants I've never been to. One of them was a sushi place I once suggested, and she told me she wasn't in the mood for raw fish. Guess she just wasn't in the mood for me. I found hotel charges too. Not shady motels, but nice ones. Romantic ones. One of them dated back to a weekend I was visiting my brother in another state. She said she was doing a self-care weekend at home with wine and Netflix. I even brought her back her favorite cupcakes. She was with him. Then came the social media clues. I looked through her tagged photos on Facebook and found a group shot from a coworker's birthday party. One, she said, was just a quick dinner. She told me she didn't stay long. But in the photo, she's next to Matt, his arm on the back of her chair, her leaning slightly into him. Real subtle, but now I see it. It's obvious. And here's the kicker: I messaged Lauren, her best friend. The one she said she was talking to that night on the couch at 2 a.m. Kept it chill. Hey, just wondering if you talked to Kara that night. She said she was chatting with you. Was worried about her. Lauren's reply? Wait, what night? Boom. Straight to my face, using her best friend as cover. I didn't reply to Lauren. Just left it there. And now I knew I wasn't dealing with a one-time mistake or even a midlife crisis fling. I was dealing with a full-blown liar. A manipulator. Someone who was willing to rewrite reality just to keep me from finding out she was two-timing me like I was some clueless idiot in a sitcom. Except this wasn't TV. This was my life. Part 7/15. That evening, I came home with a folder. Literal folder. I printed out everything: screenshots, bank statements, timestamps. I wanted proof laid out in front of her. I wanted to watch the lies die in real time. She was on the couch scrolling through her phone when I walked in. Looked up at me like nothing had happened. Hey, feeling any better? Better? I dropped the folder on the coffee table. She looked at it, confused at first, then opened it. Her face changed fast, like watching someone realize the end credits are rolling on a movie they didn't know they were starring in. What is this? She asked, voice shaking. It's the truth. Something you've had a hard time giving me lately. She started thumbing through it slowly. Every page a little dagger. The sushi dinner, the hotel receipts, the Facebook photo, the text from Lauren proving she lied about that 2 a.m. call. I didn't think you'd go through all this, she muttered. You didn't think I could, I snapped. You thought I was too trusting, too blind, too busy loving you to realize you were living a second life. She looked up at me with this mix of fear and guilt and, honestly, annoyance? Like she was mad I uncovered her game. Kara, you didn't just cheat. You built it. You nurtured it. You protected it. You lied to me over and over again. Her response? I didn't know how to stop. Jesus. I sat down across from her. Not because I wanted to be near her, but because I wanted her to hear every damn word coming out of my mouth. You could have stopped. You could have told me the truth. You could have ended it. You could have come clean after the first message, the first kiss, the first night in his bed. But you didn't. She started to cry again. Of course. I didn't want to hurt you. And there it was again. That excuse. That cowardly, pathetic line. If you didn't want to hurt me, Kara, you should have left me. That would have been kinder than this circus of deception. She had no reply. Just tears. Lots of them. But they didn't move me anymore. The sympathy switch had flipped off. I stood up and said, I'm staying at a hotel tonight. I don't want to be near you. She asked, can we talk tomorrow? I just looked at her and said, we'll see if there's anything left worth talking about. Then I walked out, leaving her with that folder full of reality. Part August 15th. The hotel room was quiet. Too quiet. That kind of silence where you can hear your own thoughts bouncing off the walls, and trust me, mine were screaming. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't even drink. I just sat on the edge of the bed, still in my jeans, staring out the window like some character in a sad indie movie. The weirdest part? I didn't miss her. Not in that moment. I missed who I thought she was. I missed the version of her that never existed outside of my own hope and trust. You know how they say heartbreak feels like a physical pain? It's true. My chest felt heavy like I'd swallowed a rock. My stomach was tight. I barely touched the food I ordered. It just sat there until it went cold, like my marriage. I kept replaying moments in my head. Our wedding vows. Her smile when we signed the lease on our first apartment. Her laugh at dumb reality shows. It all felt fake now. Like a con artist's greatest hits. I checked her social media, stupid move, I know. She hadn't posted anything, but Matt had posted a selfie with a caption that made my blood boil. Can't wait for the weekend winking face. No tags. No names. But it felt too familiar. Like it was meant for someone. For her. I wanted to message him. I wanted to say something brutal. Something to make him feel like the homewrecker he was. But I didn't. Not yet. He wasn't the one who vowed to love and stay faithful to me. She was. The next morning I woke up early. Not because I slept well, more like my brain never really shut off. I took a long, hot shower, then just sat again, staring at nothing. That's when it hit me, I had to figure out who I was without her. 10 years of my life were wrapped up in this woman. My routines, my memories, my future plans, all of it had her baked in. Now it felt like I had to start over at 36, like a damn college freshman who just got dumped before finals. And the scariest part? I didn't know what I wanted to do next. Stay? Leave? Burn it all down? Try therapy? I just knew one thing, I couldn't go back to the way things were. That version of us was dead. Part September 15th. I went back home 2 days later, not because I missed her, but because I needed my stuff and a few answers she hadn't given me. When I walked in, she was in the kitchen again. Like she always is. Like nothing happened. Hey, she said quietly. I didn't answer. I just started grabbing clothes and packing a bag. I wasn't moving out for good yet, but I needed space. Space she no longer had a right to invade. Kyle, can we talk? She said, following me to the bedroom. I finally turned around. About what? How many times you faked loving me while texting him? How good it felt lying to my face every night. She flinched. I deserve that. Yeah, you do. She took a breath. I ended it with him. I raised an eyebrow. Did he end it, or did you? I did. I told him it was over after you found out. I blocked him. Oh, I said flatly. So, what, you're proud of that? That it took getting caught for you to finally pull the plug? No, I'm trying to fix this. I laughed. Actually laughed. You don't fix betrayal with a block button, Kara. And then, for the first time, she snapped back. You think I'm proud of this? You think I wanted to be the woman who cheats? I paused. You sure acted like it. She started pacing. I was lonely. You were always working. You barely noticed me anymore. I felt like I was just furniture in this house. And Matt, he made me feel seen. I'm not saying that excuses anything, but it's not like I woke up one day and decided to destroy everything. I bit my tongue hard. Because I wanted to scream, then why didn't you tell me? Why not talk to me instead of screwing someone behind my back like a coward? But I didn't. Instead, I said this. You felt lonely? So did I. But I didn't go sleep with someone else. I stayed. I tried. I was loyal. She was crying again. I couldn't tell if it was regret or just regret about being caught. I don't want to lose you, she whispered. You already did, I said. And then I walked out again. Part October 15th. Something changed in me after that last conversation. I think that was the moment I officially stopped being the husband. Not legally yet, but emotionally? Mentally? Something snapped into place. I wasn't her partner anymore. I wasn't her protector. I wasn't her punching bag for loneliness she didn't have the guts to name. I was just a guy who got played and finally realized the game was over. I started moving differently. Focused on me. I hit the gym again. Ate real food instead of garbage takeout. Caught up with friends I distanced myself from because Kara didn't vibe with them. Funny how small her world made mine. I even started journaling. I know that sounds soft, but writing this all down, yeah, even for Reddit, it helped me see clearly. Helped me realize how much I'd let slide. The little ways she chipped away at me over the years. She used to mock my hobbies. Why are you still into that nerd stuff? She complained I was too tired when I didn't want to go to one of her events. She made fun of me in front of her friends, little jabs disguised as jokes. And I took it. I laughed it off. Thought that's just how relationships work. But no. That's not love. That's erosion. And all of that makes what she did with Matt even more disgusting. She broke me down, then went searching for someone else to build her up. When I finally told my closest friend, James, about everything, he just shook his head and said, "Man, I never wanted to say anything, but she always gave me bad vibes. Controlling, low-key fake. I just didn't want to mess up your thing." I wish he had messed it up. It's wild how many people see the cracks in your life before you do. But love makes you blind. Love makes you deaf. Love makes you a goddamn fool. But I'm done being that fool. I told Kara I was going to stay at my brother's for a while. She looked panicked. "So that's it? You're just leaving?" "No," I said. "I'm finally starting something. Without you." She didn't try to stop me. Just stood there, hugging herself, looking small. But I didn't feel sorry for her. Not anymore. Part November 15th. Staying at my brother's place was the reset I didn't know I needed. He gave me space when I wanted it, beers when I didn't, and silence when I couldn't handle words. No judgment, just support. He even set up a futon in his spare room and told me, "Stay as long as you need. We'll figure it out." We talked one night over some cheap whiskey, and I told him everything, every detail, every lie, every moment I felt myself unravel. And you know what he said? "She's not the same person you married." Maybe she never was. That hit different. I kept expecting Kara to blow up my phone while I was gone, but she didn't. A few texts here and there. "Can we talk? I miss you. Please don't give up on us." But I didn't respond. I couldn't. I was done playing the part of the man who waits to be loved right by someone who clearly didn't respect me in the first place. Instead, I got my ducks in a row. I talked to a lawyer. Not because I was sure I wanted a divorce yet, but because I needed to know. Knowledge is power. And after being powerless for months, I wanted every ounce of control back. Turns out adultery does matter in our state. Especially if it involves financial deception, which, bingo, it did. I showed my lawyer the hotel charges, the dinners, the gifts. He said I'd have a strong case if it came to that. And then he asked me, "Are you hoping to reconcile?" And I just stared at him for a moment before saying, "I'm hoping to feel like myself again." That night, I sent Kara a single text. "We need to talk. Tomorrow. Don't lie to me again." Her reply came within seconds. "Okay. I'll be here." Part December 15th. I walked into the house the next day and immediately felt the weight of it all hit me again. Same furniture. Same pictures. Same air freshener. But everything felt wrong. Like a museum of a life that used to be mine. Kara was sitting at the dining table, dressed like she was meeting a therapist, hair tied back, no makeup, in some soft sweater she probably picked on purpose to look more vulnerable. She even had tissues on the table already. She stood when I walked in, but I didn't hug her. Didn't even shake her hand. I sat across from her and said, "This is your chance. One last time. Tell me everything. No more sugarcoating. No more protecting me. Just the truth." She nodded, then started talking. And for once, I think she actually meant it. She admitted it started with flirtation months before the first time they slept together. That she let it happen. That it felt exciting, like she was wanted again, like she was free. She said she didn't stop it because she liked the attention. Liked feeling like she mattered to someone in a new way. She admitted she told Matt things about me, personal things. Said I was boring sometimes. Said I didn't get her emotionally. Said I was too focused on routines. I didn't even flinch. Because none of that was an accident. That's who she is. Then came the final dagger. "I think I fell for him, but not in the way I loved you. It was different. Lighter. Less pressure. And that was it. The last nail in the coffin. She wanted someone who required nothing from her. Who didn't expect real connection or long-term effort. Someone who didn't come with bills and chores and emotional maturity. She wanted fantasy. I gave her reality. And she spit on it. I let her talk for a while longer, just nodding because I needed to hear it all. I needed the full truth to finally detach. And when she finished, when her eyes were bloodshot and the tissue box was empty, I calmly said, "I'm filing for divorce." Her mouth opened like she was about to beg again. But I cut her off. "I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even sad. I just don't want this. You broke something in me, Kara. Something I don't think I'll ever get back. And staying with you would mean pretending like we could build on that broken foundation. I can't. I won't." She cried harder than I'd ever seen her cry. Said I was making a mistake. Said she could change. Said we could rebuild. But I'd already made my decision. "I hope you find what you're looking for," I told her. "But it won't be with me." And I walked out. Not in a movie moment. Not dramatically. Just quietly. Because it was over. Part 13/15. Divorce isn't fast. It's paperwork. It's meetings. It's splitting things you never thought you'd split. But you know what it really is? Freedom. Don't get me wrong, it still hurt. Signing those papers felt like signing the death certificate of a version of me I'd been loyal to for a decade. But there was also this strange sense of peace in it. Like I could finally breathe again without wondering what lies were being spun behind my back. Kara tried to stall. Called me after I filed. Told me I was throwing away everything we built. Said we should try therapy, a trial separation, anything but this. I didn't budge. I told her, you made choices. Now I'm making mine. She didn't like that. I think part of her really believed she could cry her way back into the life she burned down. But I didn't hate her. I just didn't care anymore. I was done wasting energy on someone who didn't respect me enough to be honest when it mattered. My friends were supportive. Most of them said they always knew something was off about her but didn't want to interfere. My brother helped me move the rest of my stuff out. He even high-fived me after we dumped her live laugh love wall sign in the trash. I started rebuilding slowly. I got back into things I loved. Late-night gaming. Jogging at sunset. Cooking for myself again exactly how I liked it. I even reconnected with an old college friend, Rachel. Nothing romantic yet, but she listened. She didn't judge. And for the first time in forever, someone looked at me without pity or apology. Just asterisk. Part 14/15. It's wild how different life looks once you cut out the poison. I don't mean that dramatically. I mean it literally. Once Kara was no longer part of my daily reality. It felt like I was seeing the world in high definition for the first time in years. Like my brain finally stopped buzzing with suspicion, tension, or that gut-deep dread I couldn't explain back then. I started sleeping better, laughing more, smiling at stupid stuff. I even caught myself singing while brushing my teeth the other morning, like some idiot in a toothpaste commercial. And you know what? Felt damn good. Kara sent a few more texts after the divorce was official. I still think about you. I wish things were different. I don't think I'll ever love someone the way I loved you. I didn't respond. Not out of bitterness. I just genuinely didn't care anymore. She had her chance, years of chances, and she gambled it all away for attention and temporary butterflies. And I'm not some saint. I've made mistakes too. I got complacent. I stopped noticing the signs. But I never cheated. I never lied. I never treated love like an optional subscription I could cancel when things got boring. I've started journaling less. That in itself says a lot. I don't need to process everything constantly now. I just live. Work's been good. I'm hitting the gym 3 times a week. I'm even planning a solo trip next month. Just me, a cabin, and silence. And maybe, finally, peace. Oh, and Rachel? We've gotten closer. Still taking it slow, no pressure, no rush. She knows everything. Every detail. And she listens with zero judgment. I don't know where it's going, and that's okay. For the first time, I'm not desperate to fix someone or be fixed by someone else. I'm just being me. Unapologetically. Honestly. And it feels better than any lie ever did. Part 15/15. So here we are. 10 years of love, 7 years of marriage, and 1 brutally honest Reddit post later, and I'm still standing. Stronger, actually. Clearer. Free. I won't pretend I'm healed completely. There are still scars. Some nights I catch a whiff of a perfume in a grocery store aisle and my stomach knots up. Some songs still hurt. Certain movies I used to watch with her? Yeah, they go straight to the emotional trash bin. But the difference now is those things don't own me anymore. I look back and realize Kara's cheating didn't destroy me. It revealed me. It showed me what I will never settle for again. It forced me to look at myself and ask, who do I want to be now that I'm not someone's husband? Turns out I kinda like the guy I'm becoming. If you're reading this and you're where I was, lost, betrayed, broken, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not your fault. You didn't deserve to be lied to. You didn't deserve to feel crazy or invisible or not enough. Cheating says way more about them than it ever will about you. And no matter how deep you're in, no matter how tangled the life, the finances, the feelings, you can walk away. You can rebuild. And you will smile again. Take the time to grieve. Rage if you have to. Cry. Journal. Talk to people you trust. See a therapist if you can. But don't stay stuck in a place you were never meant to die in. Because here's the truth. Love doesn't hurt. Betrayal does. And once you stop confusing the two, you start to heal. Thanks for reading, strangers. Writing this helped more than you know. Here's to starting over and this time doing it for me. Kyle.